welcome to another Happy Pod, the only podcast in the world for now. My name is Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by Lawrence, who's my co-host and a dickhead, and he's always late. And he's going to tell us all what this show is all about. And he's not going to tell us anything else. He's just going to tell us what this show is all about.
You wish you could skate by that, Lucky. It's coming up. Nathan, this is the show where each week we get together to discuss something in the realm of pop culture. It's all movies from now on. And we do so without any of the toxic discourse that is oh so prevalent these days. Nathan, how are you? Well rested?
I actually am. I'm feeling good, to be honest.
Fantastic.
Yeah. How are you?
No. Tell me deeply about how well rested you are.
I'm very well rested. I managed to get in a good little nap today.
Yeah. Longer than anticipated now.
Look, the point is I'm feeling good, all right? We're all well rested and we're all on time.
No, we're not.
We're all on time to do this podcast, okay? And look, I don't think anyone should be held to account for anything because, frankly, you killed this podcast.
Or just with the podcast?
No, I think, frankly... Look, all right, elephant in the room, I was late, okay? I fell asleep, okay? This is what Lawrence is getting at. This is what he's been a little bitch about, all right?
For context, you were only late 40 minutes, but that did come off of the back of you saying, can we push to an hour? Yes. An hour late. And I went, yeah, no problem, that's fine. And then I got the text, like, I don't even know when it was. It was late enough into the game.
It was like 40 minutes past 8.
Yeah, and you were like...
40 minutes after I should have started watching Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows.
You timed your nap poorly, basically.
Yeah. No, I timed it correctly. I just didn't wake up on time.
Your body just had other ideas.
Yeah, and I set an alarm. I don't know what happened to it.
What is your, because this, I've noticed this happens to you sometimes.
Anyway, hold on. The point is, all right, I shouldn't be held to account for that, okay? I should be allowed to go free because, frankly, you killed this podcast. So, so I think you owe me, really. I think you owe me this one.
What I'll say as well, right, is this is so unfair because of the fact, right, that if the podcast is late on account of you being late and me not being able to do my half and half editing strategy where I do half in the evening and half in the morning, right, everyone's going to be like, where's the episode? Lawrence is and then hitting me with twat reacts in the Discord server. But it's because of you. It's your fault.
Well, that may be true, but they won't know about that until they hear this. And at that point, the twat reacts are already in place.
No, I'll clip them. I'll clip them out at 6 a.m. It's going in.
Nah. Look, the point is...
we're here. We've both watched 2 movies.
Yeah, and I shouldn't be held to account for this.
I'll give you this one.
All right.
Nathan, I don't know if you're interested, but I'm going to kick us off with a bit of this.
Wasn't
another happy question. What?
All right. Well, before you do that, wasn't you going to say something though? Like, wasn't you going to ask me something that wasn't another happy question? Because I think you started talking about my alarm.
Oh, yeah.
I know you have a bad memory.
Yeah.
But like...
I was going to say, that was a whole 2 minutes ago, man. I have no idea now. No, what is your system, right? Because, like, this doesn't happen that often, but it has happened where you've slept in before.
Yeah,
right?
You never slept in?
It's so rare.
All right. Ooh.
I'm well conditioned now. My alarm pisses me off. I put my phone on the floor when I sleep, so I have to physically make an effort to get out of bed and get it.
I'm not good at waking up, okay? Case in point, when I have to wake up for, like, work and stuff, let's say I start work at 9 a.m., okay, for argument's sake, okay? I'm setting an alarm at 6 a.m., at 7 a.m., at 8 a.m., and then again at, like, 8:45. I work from home, so, like, I don't have to commute or anything. Yeah. So, like, 8:45 is, like, my final one, all right?
And past 9:30, like, the damage is done. Like, if I'm asleep, I may as well stay asleep at that point.
Well, no, I'll be up by that point. But, like, I I don't like the idea of just having one alarm because then it's like I only get one sleep, like like I like the idea of being woken up by an alarm and then getting to go back to sleep. Okay, that's like a nice little treat for me. Okay, so I set my alarm because if I just set one alarm and then if I go to bed at like fucking midnight or whatever and then I wake up at like 8:45, I know logically I've had like the full like almost 9 hours of sleep, okay, but it feels shorter because I've just had the one alarm and then I have to get up, okay, and then I'm like, well, this is bad, I need more sleep.
It is a great feeling when you wake up and you go, I've got an hour.
Exactly. So that's why I set multiple alarms to give myself that little treat, even though logically it probably works out that I'm actually getting less sleep because I have to like get up and then go back to sleep and deal with all the
quality of
shit.
Sleep is worse because it's broken sleep, like
but like that's not how my brain works.
It makes brain feel good. I've got my shit locked to a tight 15. Right, I've been working on this for years. Right,
okay.
Alarm goes off 5:45. I hit it. Right, back in bed.
First of all, that's fucking insane. All right, 5:45. That is frankly, and you don't even have a fucking kid yet, man. That's insane.
I'm prepared though. I'm prepared to get like 2 hours sleep if I need to. That's fine.
That's ridiculous.
I can handle it. I can't tell you I'll be in a good mood, but I can handle it. But I do it. 5:45, it goes off. 6 a.m, it goes off again. I'm up. I get my little treat. I get my 15-minute treat, and then I'm up.
That's not enough of a treat.
See, I don't think you register it. I think 15. If I've done it for an hour or I do it for 15 minutes, it feels the same. The feeling of yes, I get to go back to sleep doesn't go away.
That's me.
Anyway, this. Another happy question. Nathan, I don't know if you know what we do here, right? But we ask each other questions. We forgot last week, let it be said.
We did forget, yeah. Well, we remembered, but it was too late.
Yeah, by that point, we were like, I think had we turned our mics off or did we do it on air?
No, I think we said it on air. I was mid-podcast. We were like, I didn't do a question. Oh, well, no question.
Younger us definitely would have just recorded a segment and thrown it in the edit up top, but...
No, I would have to think of something. It's too much, man.
Anyway, today we're talking about Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, or is it just Game of Shadows?
I believe it's A Game of Shadows. Why would it just be Game of Shadows? That makes no sense.
I'm thinking Game of Thrones, but it's not the same thing.
No, that's a TV show. It's entirely unrelated. It is A Game of Shadows. I can confirm. Yes.
Nice. We're talking about those two movies. So my question to you, Nathan, is what BBC Sherlock story do you think RDJ and Jude Law Holmes and Watson could make short work of, right? Ooh. And there's a parameter here. Everything translates to being period appropriate. So you know that one episode where the taxi driver is a murderer or something?
Yeah.
For RDJ and Jude Law, that would be a horse and carriage taxi driver.
A cab driver?
Yeah. So like...
It's the same either way. A cab driver is a cab driver.
Oh, okay. Well... they'd have a horse this time.
Still a cab driver.
There'd be other instances where, like, the photographs, the wedding photographer turns out to be a murderer at one point.
Yes.
This wedding photographer would have one of them big cameras that goes up in a puff of smoke.
Okay, but then they couldn't do that cool, like, slow motion thing they did.
It doesn't matter. It's just what it is. Well, they do plenty of slow motion in this, so...
That's true, there is a lot of slow motion.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's Guy Ritchie as well. If that matters, it's Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie's directing as well? Okay. Can I also ask you another happy question?
I guess you can, because we didn't do one last week. Another happy question.
Holmes and Watson, obviously quite a famous duo, okay? Another famous duo, Bauer and Heisey, okay?
Okay, sure.
Who is the Holmes and who is the Watson out of us?
This is only going to end in a row. But I feel like there's pros and cons to both, really.
Well, have a think, and we'll come back.
All right, we will discuss. Let's break this down, right? You watched these... How long ago did you watch both of these movies?
Like less than an hour ago.
All right, don't say today. Fuck's sake.
I got it.
I'm too tired for your antics today. Joe, I don't even care. I'm not asking the question anymore. I refuse.
A while.
Yeah. Well, no, technically not for me. I saw Sherlock Holmes about a month ago.
Why?
I don't know. I just put it on.
All right.
I half watched it because I was doing some work and I was like, that's on Prime. Why not? I'll throw that on.
Was it on Prime?
Yeah, it's since left Prime.
I was going to say, I fucking rented these, mate.
Take the piss. I did the same. We should have coordinated better. We could have shared the rent.
We could have, yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't seen Game of Shadows, or a Game of Shadows as we established, for like, I don't know, at least 10 years. At least.
Yeah.
Probably when it came out was the last time I saw
probably.
it.
Same. Oh, no, I had it on Blu-ray. I think I watched it when I had it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, but
so
we've
probably
all
like
had a
6
Blu-ray
months.
we've never watched.
It's true. I've had many. Probably like 6 months after it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah.
I watched it on Blu-ray. And I was like, that was good. That was fine. I'll never watch it again. And then I did.
Yeah. And then you started a podcast.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to do? Do you want to go in order? Do you want to talk general? What do you want to talk about?
I think we should talk about the end of Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, and then just work backwards, basically.
Yeah,
we
we
do the
can do
whole
that.
thing in reverse, basically.
We'll
work through it. We'll start at the top.
All right. First Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes 2009. This is the wrong one.
I know, but I can't picture this one in my head. So this is the only one I know. Oh, wait, it needs a build-up. It needs a boom, 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 boom.
While we're on it, how fucking good is this score?
It's great, man. It's a really good score. I feel like they just nailed the vibe of it perfectly.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't, you know, sometimes you can hear, like, you can label a vibe. Like, this is a Victorian score. I don't know the first thing about music theory, but this is a Sherlock Holmes sounding score.
Who did the score? Who was it?
Hans Zimmer.
Was it Hans? Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Mate, Big Hans was fucking lapping up everything in 2009. He was all over the shop.
You get gold when you get Hans on the job, man. All right.
Fun fact, same year he also did the Modern Warfare 2 score. I'll never
Did
stop.
he do the score or just that one song?
No, he didn't.
He just do the main...
He scored the whole thing.
He scored the whole game?
Yeah.
I thought he just did that one like title track.
Nah, and look, the title track's
it's
a banger.
Score. It's a good score.
It's a fucking banger score, man.
Yeah.
I think one of his only misses is the Dark Knight trilogy. I think that music sucks.
Not good. Not good.
It's boring.
Yeah.
Dun,
It's just the same over and over again. It's just that.
Alfred, I've got to go and do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
boring.
good. Not good. Of course, Interstellar, his magnum opus.
Yes.
His masterpiece.
Interstellar's a banger soundtrack, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I got some notes on this. Should we just go through them?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'm a sleepy boy. I'll list some stuff. You can say what you think.
Oh yeah, but I fell asleep for some of this as well. Like I think probably like the last 15 minutes or so, I was probably drifting in and out of sleep quite a bit for the last like 15 minutes. So you might have to like at one point there was like in Parliament, and then I like opened my eyes and suddenly they were on Tower Bridge, and I'm like, what has happened? What is going on? How did we get here, man? So you might have to explain some shit to me.
Sure, we can work our way through it. What do you think of the? So this is an adaptation, but I think it feels like.
Is it an adaptation of anything, or is it an original story? Because
I don't know.
I am not very familiar with the Sherlock Holmes canon, as it were.
No, nor am I.
But this doesn't stand out to me as being like a famous Sherlock Holmes story. This feels quite original.
It probably has done that thing where like names and places are the same. Like Blackwood's probably a character, probably not Mark Strong and a dark magic sorcerer or whatever. But you know, I feel like that name's not come out of nowhere. But I don't know. I mean, in sense, in an adaptation that it's obviously taking novels and kind of reworking the concept of Sherlock Holmes and Watson and their adventures and stuff, right? But I like that we often joke about Guy Ritchie. We give him a hard time. We joke that everything he makes is essentially what if Aladdin but Snatch.
What you fucking doing, you Twitter?
I'll show you a fucking world of my carpet.
Don't mention my fucking dear Watson. I'm fucking Sherlock Holmes, ain't I?
But look, there's a sufficient lack of that. And I'll be fair, we give him shit for that. He doesn't actually do that.
No, he doesn't, to be fair. That's just the joke.
Yeah. But I think this is a really like fresh modern take, despite being like period accurate. Right. This is, I don't know, there's something modern about this. It feels like with modern sensibilities in terms of filmmaking, like you've got the fight breakdown slow motion stuff, Like, there is throughout the entire movie, there's a sequel bait villain that they keep they don't name drop, but they keep being like, who's this mystery man? I wonder if he's going to show up in the sequel. Like, I don't know. There's something about it that feels
He's a
super
shadow
modern,
man. He's a shadow man.
He's a shadow man. He's not Jared Harris.
It is.
Is it him in the first movie?
It is, yeah. It's Jared Harrison. I looked it up. Yeah, it is. It's the same dude who voices him in the first movie. But he's uncredited for some reason in the first movie. But it's wild that, like, they had cast him for that, but then just didn't bother to use him.
I can't remember back in the day. Maybe they were doing a reveal.
Maybe
they just didn't want to credit him because they'd already locked it down and then didn't want to give it away.
Yes.
Like, before he actually did the performance.
I have been looking into it. From what I can see, Lord Blackwood is an original character for this movie.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Do you like his Dracula hairpiece?
No, I don't. He doesn't have a Dracula hairpiece.
He's wearing cloaks. He's got slick back hair. He's got a receding hairline like Big Drac.
Doesn't Dracula have those hair boobs?
Yes, in the horny version. In the
they're all horny, aren't they?
They're all horny, but this one, the Bram
He's
Stoker...
always seducing a young maiden or whatever.
Yes, but
maybe it's Lily Rose Depp sometimes. And he's like, "Hello, I'm Dracula. I mean Nosferatu. Legally, we can't say Dracula. Yeah, but I'm Dracula, basically.
I'm copyright-free Dracula.
Yeah,
I'm also
Nosferatu. Yeah, yeah.
Nosferatu. I love that fucking episode of SpongeBob. It's so stupid.
We all know what you're talking about.
What do you think of the like the modern vibes of it, like the fight stuff specifically? I guess
the fight, it's a strange choice, really.
It
like,
really is.
I guess not when you think about Guy Ritchie. I guess it makes sense from that point of view. If you're gonna get Guy Ritchie to do a movie, have like a few like well shot fight sequences. It's strange from like a Sherlock Holmes story point of view. You think Sherlock Holmes, you're not traditionally thinking like fucking brawler, are you? You're not thinking underground fighting ring brawler. Robert Downey Jr. doing all this sort of this mustn't register on an emotional level.
Placing illegal wagers on himself to win fights and shit.
I mean, the whole fight's illegal. Like, like. Where you're drawing the line, I don't think they're like, actually, no, you can't bet on yourself. That would be improper, good sir. Okay?
I'd bet on myself and then just bring a gun.
Okay, that would probably be improper, okay? That would be poor form.
Doesn't matter, I've got the gun.
They've all got guns. Everyone's got guns in this movie, all right?
Not the fighters, they're all naked. They're all shirtless.
They've all got a little revolver. They'll all pull out a little revolver and be like, look at me, I've got a little gun.
Yeah, and if you're fancy, you've got it up your sleeve on a little device.
On a little fucking thing.
A little Assassin's Creed style gun.
No.
No, they've got with the wrist thing.
No, it's not a wrist thing.
It is a wrist thing. It comes out of his sleeve.
Yeah, but that's a sleeve and a wrist are two different things,
Well,
all right?
they're in the same
general
place.
area. Yeah, they're in the same general area, but they're not the same thing, though, all right?
I never claimed they were. I'm just saying it is a wrist thing. It's a little... You wouldn't call it a sleeve thing. It goes on his wrist.
Okay, but the hidden gun in Assassin's Creed is not a traditional gun. It's a device on the actual bracer mechanism that you pull back and then you shoot. I've gone way too deep into this. All right, the gun in this is an actual little gun, like on the little thing that comes out.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes, they're different. They're different devices.
It's a little thing that gives him a gun, whereas the other thing is a gun.
Yes, it's more akin to Django Unchained.
It is. Yeah, it's bang on with Django. Yeah.
Yeah. Django.
They say your favourite word in that movie.
Yeah. Django.
No.
I was desperately thinking for a word. I was like, I've already committed to the bit. Find a word.
But yeah, sorry. So fight stuff. Not an unexpected choice for what's his name? Guy Ritchie. But I think welcome. It's what so many people remember from these movies. Case in point, it's what we riffed on last week.
I mean, it's that meme, the discombobulate meme. It's the biggest. You seen that video?
Yeah, I think I've seen the video.
Discombobulate?
Was it just called discombobulate? Maybe I haven't seen the video.
YouTube right now, discombobulate.
Discombobulate.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've now seen the meme.
Yeah, it's a good meme.
So that is a good meme.
Discombobulate.
Yeah, I think it's fucking cool, man. I quite like that it's rooted within like how Sherlock would fight. Like it's a departure. When you think of Sherlock, I don't know if he's a big boxer in the original novels or whatever. But like when you break it down, especially the first one, right? The first time he does it on that guy in the tower, right? It is exactly how you would see Sherlock fighting someone. It's not that he's good at beating guys up. It's that he assesses someone and goes, I know how to beat you up.
Yeah, it's like how everyone complains that Thanos can beat up the Hulk. Like, he's not stronger. He's a better fighter. He's more tactical. He understands the actual tactics and the way the body works behind it, all right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. He's smarter. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not just brute aggression. Like, there is that fight in this movie where some guy tries to fucking school him just by being a bigger guy, and he just outpuffs him because he's just thinking cleverer. Like, and he has that.
I like that big guy fight. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
I love a fight between a little guy and a big guy, you know? And the little guy's on the ropes, and then the big guy is just like stomping through like a unstoppable fucking cannonball. Yeah. It's always good stuff. It's always done well.
Indiana Jones. King of those. Undisputed goat of the tired man fights a bigger man.
Big man versus little man fight.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Little man always comes out on top. The underdog.
And yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but I do like that it is just, I don't know how to beat everyone up, but he sizes someone up. Like, he's round a corner, gives someone a peek and goes, your nose is already fucked. It's probably been broken. I'll just break it again. That'll fuck you up big time.
Why isn't he doing that all the time, though? Because, like, if he's in these underground boxing rings, like, he's spending a while getting the shit kicked out of him. Like, we joined that fight, and he's, like, on the ropes, you know? And he's, like, so much so where he's like, right, we'll call it a day there, then. It's only because of indignity, because this guy spits on him, that he then fucking finishes him off. You know?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It may be that there's more money for him to lose, I guess. Like, I don't. It might be a money thing where like people have bet a different way and he's holding out. But also, there's probably a fucking like a punishing thing because he is like a fucking neurotic bloke, right? Like a complete drug addict, like cannot stop twitching the entire movie. So there's probably a bit of that. Feel a little.
What do you think of Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes? An odd choice, I'll say. Probably not. You know, the first choice you'd think of when you're casting Sherlock Holmes. No. You're probably not thinking Iron Man, you know?
Well, I suppose he was Iron Man at this point, wasn't he? Yeah.
There's 100. That's why he got the role. If Iron Man hadn't happened, there's no way he's Sherlock Holmes. He didn't have a career without Iron Man. That's true.
Iron Man revived his whole thing, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. There's no way.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It is odd. Yeah. I think it takes a moment, and then when you start to lean into it, especially when he starts doing his kind of back and forth with Jude Law, right? I think maybe if he was with someone else that wasn't Jude Law, it wouldn't work. There's something about these two together that just works really well. They're a great movie duo.
What about Chris Evans? Do you think Chris Evans could pull off the role of John Watson? Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans as Holmes and Watson.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. Why not? Sure.
I don't know. I don't think they'd have the same panache.
Well, they've got, jokes aside, they have got great chemistry. We've seen it.
They do, yeah. They are a good pair, I think. They do work well together. I like I think with Holmes and Watson, you always need to nail that sense of like, they're essentially a married couple.
Yes,
you know? Yeah. You need to nail that sort of loving, bickering, and like annoyed with each other, but also deeply care about each other as well, sort of thing. Which I do think they nail quite well. There's that scene where they're in the little carriage going to I think to see Lord Blackwood in the prison or whatever, and like I think one of them has like a waistcoat, and he's like, "Oh, it looks better on me." We agreed it doesn't look quite as good on you. Yes. That's a good scene. That's funny stuff.
It is a good scene, and I love their performances give it all away in the sense that like, yeah, they might have had that conversation, but like it was all Sherlock being like, "That waistcoat sucks on you, by the way. It's mine now," and Watson just being like, "Whatever, dude," just ignoring him. I think their bond is really, really great in this. It's really. Well, it's very domestic coded, isn't it? It's very old married couple.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. Like to the point where they like live together and they share a space, and it's like it feels like those little arguments you would have at home. But I love that you don't ever lose sight of like there is a genuine connection. They care for each other so deeply. And one thing I love throughout this entire movie, especially the first one, I think mostly in the first one, to be honest, they have a shared bonding over any opportunity to take the piss out of Scotland Yard. Like, and they'll both just like, because they've been doing it a while, and you get that sense because it's like their last adventure, this one together, and all of this.
Yeah.
But it's just, there's funny moments where like they're having a bit of a bickering session and Watson interrupts it to go, oh, who won the rugby match? Because Scotland Yard have fucked up the entire crime scene by walking up and down on all the paths. Like,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's appropriately dramatic, but it never loses sight of the comedic beats you need to have for those characters, I think.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely work quite well together,
Yeah.
I think.
What do you think of Big Jude?
I like Jude Law. He's doing good stuff. I like him. Yeah, he's quite a good Watson, I think.
He's got a great straight man voice, I think.
Yeah, he does. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, he is British, so that helps.
That does help, yeah.
He's not doing an accent. All right, he's just using his normal voice.
He's not.
No. What do you think of Robert's accent?
It's not always perfect, but he's also a character that he's absurd in nature.
He is quite an eccentric version of Sherlock Holmes, I guess.
Yeah.
He's less like straight-laced. Watson, here we are. He is quite sort of... I don't know. Is that just because he's Robert Downey Jr., though? Is that Robert Downey Jr. quirks?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. With movie stars, they can skate by on their quirks. RDJ, I don't think he gives bad performances. He can be in dog shit movies.
He's never been in one dog shit movie. That's not true. He's been in quite a few.
I feel like he's been in plenty, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, there's something about him that when you're watching him, you are just engaged. Like, he knows how to fucking pose for the camera, essentially.
He's good.
Yeah. He's some in that Robert Downey most recent Oscar winner, Robert Downey Jr.
One to watch. Did he win an Oscar?
Yeah, he won it for supporting Oppenheimer.
Oh, for that shit movie he was in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
not doing this.
For that bad movie. He should have won it for Tony Stark, Lawrence.
Well, all right, I don't
Captain
disagree.
America Civil War, okay?
Yeah, I don't... But then that's never going to happen, though, is it? Like,
no.
I'm just glad he's won one.
I was also half joking with that.
I think he's great in that. I watched it just recently for work, but like he is phenomenal in that movie.
Good movie.
Yeah.
We never got around to that. I always wanted to do that on this pod. We never got around to it.
Well, maybe we will. One day.
We won't.
Well, we might do one day. We've said if we ever really want to come back to desperately do something, we'll do something.
Yeah. I don't think we'd just be randomly coming back for Civil War, though. Would we?
Maybe it'll be when this podcast comes back eventually, right?
Yes.
Then maybe. We'll kick it off with that.
Maybe we'll come back for the Captain America quadrilogy.
Well, that would be now.
Yeah,
that came out logically.
Like the other day. Logically, it would, but it's not even out yet. I don't think.
Is it not? I thought it came out today.
No, I think it comes out on Friday.
Okay, all right.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
you got to take your boo to go see Captain America fights Harrison Ford.
What a weird day to release that. Like, it's so not going to be the movie people go and see.
What else is coming out? What's the competition?
There's Bridget Jones, I'm sure, is coming out. Is that on Valentine's Day?
Bridget Jones is coming out, but that's in the US anyway. That's digital. That's on Peacock, I believe. That's a streamer.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It is getting a cinema release in the UK, and I assume in other markets, but in the US, it's a streamer.
I think they could have made bank putting that in the cinema. All the MILFs would be out seeing that in droves.
In the UK, yeah, but again, it's a very British thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Bridget Jones.
But all right, do you like the first? I mean, I like this whole movie, right? But I think the first 10 minutes.
It's a bit odd. It's a bit odd. I don't know if I like it. No, I
you
think
don't like this.
No. Sorry, I do like it.
Yeah.
I don't think I like the plot of it. Really.
Oh, I disagree, but do tell.
I don't necessarily think I like the story. I don't necessarily like all the occult and the mysticism and all this shit that they delve into. You know, this all. I know it's like all fake and shit, and it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And this all Lord Blackwood stuff, but I know it just doesn't feel very Sherlock Holmes to me. Really.
See,
there's something about it which just seems a little. I don't know. Like I like the stuff. I like what happens. I like the scenes, and I like the performances that we get, and I like the sequences and everything like that. But when it comes to actual plot and story, I'm not really interested in it, to be honest.
That's fair. I do see what you're saying. It is. I mean, again, maybe we're chatting out of our ass, right? But this is neither of us have read the books or whatever. But like,
I've read every Sherlock Holmes book there ever is.
Oh, well, then in that case, you're right.
Yeah,
unequivocally, yeah.
I've read A Study in Scarlet.
I didn't even heard of it, so yeah, cool.
I've read The Hounds of Baskerville.
I've seen the epic rap battle with him versus Batman. So
this
that's
must
something.
register on an emotional level. Step 1. Conclude
when
with
he's
a
needed,
catchphrase.
boy, want to make a...
Acknowledge compliment. Conclude with killer catchphrase.
Oh!
I believe your parents' homicide is why you mask your face. You're shamed and traumatized.
Anyway, that's ERB. Go watch it. It's actually genuinely really good. I did that one.
They released a new one this week.
I haven't checked it out yet. Like Napoleon.
I have. Dead.
Oh, no, really? They lost the source.
No good. I watched it and I was at no point was like, there's nothing to this. It's just it's dead, man. Yeah.
I saw the Kamala Harris and Donald Trump one came out and I watched it, but my heart wasn't in it because I was just miserable about what that outcome would probably be. So
And was.
Yeah, and was. So great.
Yeah. Well done, America.
What a shelf life that had.
Yeah.
That specific one. No, I disagree. I think this is really, really interesting, right? I think this is, of the two of them, I think this is way more aligned with Sherlock Holmes and what you'd expect from him.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree. Well, no, I do, because at least the second one has Moriarty, I feel like.
Yeah, but having Moriarty doesn't make it Sherlock. Like,
well, it kind of does.
Well, all right, then having Sherlock in the first one makes it Sherlock too, then.
You see, the thing is, like, the second one has the ingredients. It has the right ingredients, okay? But
what they cook.
No, I don't know if it does, actually. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm even trying to say.
I'm going to put my cards on the table. I think the second one is shit.
We'll get to it. All right. Look, the first one.
So do you then.
The first one also has the right ingredients. Okay.
Okay.
But it's missing some things. It's missing a Moriarty. It's missing a. Like, they have fucking Rachel McAdams as Irene Adler. All right. And I feel like she's just wasted. Like, do something with her. Make her the main villain or something. I feel like that would be more interesting than this fucking cult, mystical fucking underground. We're gonna fucking retake America. What? Why? What is this? What is this plot line?
I see.
Also, this gives the Americans ammo when they're like, "Oh, you fucking lost the war." We don't care. We don't give a shit. We have literally never once gave a fuck about that. All right. Do you know how many fucking colonies we've lost? All of them. All right?
We're just getting lean and mean, we are.
And that's good.
Yeah, no, I look, I get what you're saying, especially with Irene Adler, Rachel McAdams, right? Because she's phenomenal. Like, Rachel McAdams in general was just
I love Rachel McAdams. She's one of my favorite actresses. She's so good. She's
operating on a different plane to most people. Like, she's classic movie star as well.
Yeah.
I think. And I like her as Irene Adler. I think she's great. She's really well cast as Irene Adler. But yeah, the movie does drop the ball. And we're not even we'll get to it, but the war crime that's given to her character in the second one, just I'll be honest, that was the moment I went, "Oh, fuck this." I don't know if I like this.
Yeah.
Never before have I literally like fucking went back to back on these, right?
Yeah,
like I watched the first one, had lunch, watched the second one, and I went into the second one with so much energy, like, fuck yeah, I really like that one. Can't wait to see this one. I haven't seen it in ages. I'm rediscovering a fucking gem here. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I went back to back in them too, apart from a little nap in the middle.
Look, we've all had a little nap, right?
Yeah.
We've addressed it. We've moved past it.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have your little naps.
I am.
Well, I suppose just while we're on it, casting, I think everyone is a slam dunk here, including Eddie Marsan, who is Lestrade.
You love Eddie Marsan.
I love Ed. I've been his champion. Man.
He's your favorite The World's End.
Yeah, he's my favorite The World's End. He's in Filth. He's great in Filth.
And we've all seen Filth, all right? We all know and have seen Filth, all right? We all know James McAvoy's in it, maybe.
You know me at uni. You know I like this movie a lot.
I know. You had that poster.
I did.
Yeah.
It's also one of the movies I'm really scared to rewatch because I haven't seen it since uni, and I'm like, what if I hate it now? I'm a different man.
Yeah. You like boring shit now, so
It's true
maybe
in
you'll
some
hate
instances.
most instances.
He's in Fair Play.
He's in Deadpool 2.
He is in Deadpool 2 as the nonce.
I don't think he's ever specifically outed as a nonce, but
Well,
sure.
he's recused many times loudly.
Yeah, but so are most people Deadpool interacts with, I feel like.
It's true. I like Eddie Marsan. But like as Lestrade, I think he's great. I think he's really, really good.
He's a good Lestrade. Yeah. He does
just appropriately tired of shit all the time.
Yes. He does have that kind of like, I don't know, kind of like inept quality about him, which works quite well for Lestrade.
Yeah, I think also I feel like he brings a level to it where it's not even like he's trying and gets it wrong. He just can't be fucked to try. Like he just has Sherlock's, I don't know, fucking pigeon or whatever they used to talk to each other, and it's like
pigeon. What the fuck?
Right, it was a little joke. I know they had postmen. All right, it was a little joke. But I feel like, he's just got that, right? And he's just like, I don't know, Sherlock will probably solve this in half hour. It took me 2 weeks. Just fucking call him. Just get him.
Yeah.
So, I quite enjoy that. Because he puts up with so much shit from him. Like, every time Sherlock's next to him, he's like, you suck, by the way.
Why is every newspaper that they read in this called the Police Gazette? Is it a specific newspaper just for the police?
I guess so, yeah.
It seems like a weird choice.
Also, it's done like in that classic Guy Ritchie way, where it's just like information now, where it's like the headline is like "cunt dead," like, and no other information.
Sherlock assists Scotland Yard.
Yeah. But no, I like back on the story stuff. I guess like I really like the occult stuff. I think that like it's not
boring.
Always. No, it's not. I don't think it is boring.
Boo and boring.
Look, right. I think, like, setting a story in the industrial age of London, right?
Yes.
Like
1890, the year of our Lord.
Exactly. Our Lord.
Yeah.
Our Lord Sherlock Holmes.
No, just the year of our Lord. That's what you say.
I guess so. About this specific year, or just any year?
Any year is the year of our Lord. The year of our Lord, 1890. The year of our Lord, 1993.
Was that just something? Where did that come from? Did people just say that to one another?
I think it's just like a thing that was said, you know, like probably on like in my mind I'm thinking invitations, but now I'm thinking that might not be right. Like you're invited to a wedding which is on the year of our Lord, but that's not right.
Like
it seems more like
kind of things.
Yeah, it seems more like a historical thing. Like it's something you would say about something in the past, not something to come. You know, like it all took place in the year of our Lord 1972 or whatever.
Oh, it's like reminiscent. Like,
maybe
we're looking back with our war.
Yeah. Who knows how... And to be honest, no one knows the answer. It's not something that's easily Googleable, you know?
That doesn't mean no one knows. It just means we don't know.
That's what I'm saying, Lawrence. That's the joke. Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Fucking idiot.
I quite like the story in this, right? Setting it in the industrial age, like this big kind of period of change and like societal change. Like, I think it's interesting that the occult stuff is essentially a pushback against like people going like, no, stay scared of religion. Don't be thinking about new ideas. That's boring. We can't control you when you're not terrified of the devil.
Oh, so I just looked it up. Year of our Lord actually, basically it means BC. Sorry, AD. It means as in after Jesus was born. It's because it translates from Latin, Anno Domini, which translates to in the year of our Lord. It was introduced by the Christian monk Dionysius Exiguus around 525 CE as a way to date events based on the birth of Jesus Christ, essentially marking the beginning of the Christian era. Thus, year of our Lord refers to the years following Jesus' birth.
There you go, listeners. You have the answer to a question you either already knew or definitely didn't care about.
And hey, this podcast is educational.
Yes.
All right,
we can't change the drop down in our genre.
We learn together. Yeah, okay. It's beautiful. Yeah, you learn something new every day.
That is beautiful. I like that. Yeah, nice. But no, look, I like it. Right, I think that pairing a story of like societal change, setting it in the industrial age, right? Like, and then having it also kind of
like,
mirror.
The setting's good. The setting's good.
Yeah. You're gonna let me get this point out today.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Thank you. But like setting it alongside Sherlock, who's also going through a change, like having to come to terms with the fact that Watson is getting married and is no longer going to be around. Like, I think that's quite an interesting way to tell the story, because essentially it puts Blackwood and Sherlock as one-to-ones, right? Both of them are just stubborn and don't want to accept change. It's just that one of them is talking about using black magic to take over the world, and the other one's like, I don't want my mate to be gone. Like, I don't know. I think it's not always what you think about when you go to Sherlock, right? But at the same time, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's done well enough. It's not the cleanest story in the world, but I think it's sold well enough. And I think Blackwood is good. Mark Strong is always turning in a good performance.
Not always.
Well, no, not always, but a lot of the time. Pre-bald Mark Strong. I like to track his hair throughout the decades. This is definitely.
It was hanging on at this point, you know.
I don't think it was there at all. I think this is a wig.
Oh, is it a wig?
Yeah,
not a good one. Then,
it looks bad.
As in, not necessarily like in terms of quality of the wig. I mean, like, why even bother? Because he's already balding, you know.
Yeah. But I think they just wanted to have that last ditch effort string of hair. Yeah.
But then go full mane, you know. Give him like a full head.
No, because you want him to look like he's like desperately trying to stay with it, don't you? Because that's his whole character. He desperately wants to hang on to what's there and not change anything.
I like Gladstone.
What's Gladstone?
It is the dog.
Oh, yeah. Good dog. I checked if it was the same dog. It was the same dog across 2 movies.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, I like the dog that Sherlock keeps like drugging and just like experimenting on.
Doesn't seem to care.
It's the fucking 1890. You know, I don't think they have the same fucking RSPCA shit.
No, I mean the dog doesn't care. The dog's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he's happy as Larry. He's getting about, you know.
Yeah, I get some attention, get some injections, cool stuff. Yeah. I'll be out for a nap.
He's on cocaine or some shit. You know?
He's on cocaine.
It's good stuff.
All right, you said there the setting of industrial age London.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Obviously, it's just the traditional Sherlock Holmes setting, as in. And Sherlock Holmes, like, at the time, it wasn't a period piece. It was just stories set in the era that they were released, okay? But over time, it's obviously become a period piece, you know? But I do like this period set in this industrial age London. London feels really grotty, doesn't it? It just feels really gross and dirty, which I quite like. It has a good sort of vibe to it. And yeah, like the slaughterhouse scenes and everything, and the whole and the like the shipyard fight and everything like that. I like it. I really think the setting really adds just a good sense of fun to the movie, I think.
I completely agree, right? And I guess that's the Guy Ritchie effect. That's what you bring him in for. Bring in the grimy, shitty London vibes.
Yeah, he loves grimy London.
Yeah.
You know?
These guys walking in Sherlock. Oh, you can.
What you fucking doing, you Twitter?
You see my big mate? He's gonna fuck you up, you can. No, I love it too, right? It's fucking the streets are always flooded with extras. Like that shit's hard to fucking orchestrate and organize.
And they're all gross.
They're all gross.
They're all gross and grotty and dirty, you know?
So many fake noses in this movie, by the way.
Yeah. They're all covered in dirt.
Yeah. Do we just have blind spots on? Is that how Londoners look now?
I think Londoners generally look cleaner now than...
Yeah, but like things you can't change, like big old fucking noses and shit. Like...
What are you getting at? Yeah, I don't know where this is going.
But I mean, in the sense, like everyone in this, like every kind of close up you get, like they have like a defining physical feature. Like there's something to them that Guy Ritchie has purposely gone, let's make you look a bit odd with this.
Everyone's a weird little freak.
Everyone's an odd little freak. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering what's my weird freak thing.
You don't want to know.
Oh no.
All right, what happens at the end then? What's going on? Because again, they're in Parliament. I feel like there was having a scrap underneath Parliament.
Yes.
In the sewers of Parliament, and then suddenly they're on Tower Bridge.
Yeah, so
which, if you know London, they're not close to each other.
No, but for this purpose, they are. It's a short walk upstairs.
No, that's not the case.
But no, but in this case, I think Guy Ritchie would know, Nathan. All right.
that is not the case whatsoever.
There's no movie trickery here. Everything's where it should be.
Okay.
Everything. Yeah, right. What happened here was that Mark Strong was trying to gas out Parliament and pretend it was like calling upon the spirits or whatever.
Dark lords, come to me.
Gas Parliament for me. That's what he said. I do think it's a fun cultural temperature to take here, by the way, because like this guy goes into Parliament essentially with tear gas, and he's the villain.
Oh,
I just want to register for a moment because I was watching it going, interesting take.
I think if someone went into Parliament with tear gas today, they'd still be considered a villain.
Yes, but I wouldn't want to hang him off Tower Bridge for it.
No, because we've abolished that. We don't do hangings anymore. Really. But like, if someone killed a whole bunch of MPs, I don't think they'd be lauded as a hero, you know?
No, maybe not. But then again, I raise you Guy Fawkes.
Yes. But like, and
I know we celebrate his demise or failure or whatever, but we don't.
That's what I'm getting at. We don't like, the whole bonfire thing is like a punishment of Guy Fawkes. We're literally burning him alive. It's like, take that. That's what you get for crossing the government, which really seems weird when you think about it. You know?
How dare you step a toe out of line?
Yeah.
Not me. I'm sending one up for him. Every time I'm doing my fireworks, I'm blessing him up.
I'm not sending out fireworks.
No, nor am I. Scare my dog.
Yeah, don't like him.
I don't like him either.
No, I think they should be banned, frankly.
They're fucking irritating, if we're honest.
They're so annoying. I hate them so much.
Also, like, what a hoo-ha for like, oh, look, I've got fireworks in my garden. Took me an hour to set up and they go off for 5 seconds.
People shouldn't be allowed to buy fireworks. I think there should only be like professionally done displays that you have to like go to, you know?
Yes.
You shouldn't be able to just buy them in a shop and then just be like, oh, sell these off in my garden, you know?
I once went to a fireworks
This is my most boomer complaint, by the way.
No, I'm fucking with it though. Like that's absolutely right. Like, yeah, let people just let the professionals do it. Like,
those firework professionals.
Them ones.
Do they have? Yeah. I went to uni to study fireworks. It's been my lifelong dream to be a firework professional.
I was once walking home, right, and I had to cut through a park to get home, and it was on the night where there were fireworks going on, and the park was the only way to get to my house.
Oh no!
And this guy was like, "You need to buy a ticket if you're coming through." I was like, "Literally, fuck off!" Like I'm walking home, and he was like, "You're obviously going to the firework display." I was like, "You know where we are, cunt." Like, there's no fucking roads.
That's
like,
wild.
Yeah. And he was like, you have to buy a ticket. I was like, I'm just not going to do that. And, like, you're no one. So, like, I'm just going to walk past you.
Surely you can't charge a ticket to a public park.
They tried.
I reckon that was just some guy. I reckon he had nothing to do with that event that was going on. He was just trying his luck at the gate, I reckon.
He didn't have any kind of authority to hold up. Because when I walked past him, he just kind of stopped talking to me. And I was like, bye.
That was 100% just some bloke trying his luck, I reckon.
It was like a $5. I was like, go the fuck away.
Yeah, no, that was 100% just some cunt trying his luck. Yeah. Fair play to him, you know?
I mean, look, as a hustler.
Yeah, you got to grind.
We know about that grind.
Yeah, exactly.
That firework grind.
Anyway, so Lord Blackwood is summoning a demon or whatever.
Yeah, he's summoning a demon, and then Rachel McAdams finds a way to break the machine, and then she's working for Moriarty, who wants a gas canister. Yeah. Right, or some shit. I don't know. He wanted a part of the machine for some whatever reason. Right. So she takes it while Sherlock Holmes is having a big fight, and she runs up the stairs to Tower Bridge, as we know it's up the stairs.
That's not up the stairs, though.
No, it's up the stairs. We know it's up the stairs.
They're quite far away.
And then obviously Tower Bridge is still like being constructed or whatever. So they're having a little fight up there, and that's how they get up there.
Most ingenious.
Yeah, it's not that interesting. Essentially, Irene Adler runs upstairs, and Sherlock also runs up the stairs after her.
All right. Well, I don't like that.
No, it's an odd choice, but you know. Yeah. I'm not going to be bothered by it. It's fine with me.
I am. I don't like it.
Shall we move on to the second one?
Sure.
All right. Well, your thoughts?
Game of Shadows. The sequel.
More like a game of shit-dos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Go on. Tell me your thoughts. Was this really hard to watch when you were already falling asleep?
To be honest, I was more awake for this one than I was for the first one because I'd had my nap, because I'd had my sleep. I was well rested by this point.
Yeah.
That being said, I was on my phone a lot.
Look, full disclosure. I halfway through this movie, right? Because Pierce spoke about it with me briefly earlier, right? And I know he'd seen it, right? So I just dropped him a message, and I was like, "This sucks, man. This straight up like is arse."
Yeah.
And they just came back straight away, like, yeah. Basically, I'm glad I'm not the only one going insane. Like, I did not enjoy this.
I don't think it's arse. All right. I think it's not good. All right. It's not good. It's a little boring in parts, but every now and then there's a sequence and a scene where I'm like locked in.
Yeah, totally.
It's that meme where the guy's sitting forward on the chair. I'm like, holy shit, this is like, and it's mostly direction based. It's mostly Guy Ritchie realizing he's got a shit script and going, how can I just cover this in sauce? How can I douse this bland, unflavored, unseasoned shit meal in some sauce and make it at least kind of edible? And fucking hell, he gives it a go, all right, and he really does some good shit with it. But you can't. There's only so much you can do.
You can't polish a turd, as the saying goes. Like, I think for me, arse is strong, right? It's not arse, right? But it is this thing where you can tell he's trying to paper over cracks, right? You can tell he's working with subpar material, and therefore the direction kind of randomly in places just goes like, what if this is the hardest thing you've ever seen in your life?
What if this was the greatest movie of all time for this one sequence here? Yes. What if we had a scene where a bunch of people were running through the woods, okay?
Yeah.
And it was the greatest thing you've ever fucking seen in your life.
It's such a good sequence.
It's so fucking good, man. It's so, the use of slow-mo in that is, I don't think it's ever been beaten.
Yeah.
It's and the fucking, I don't know what sort of fucking black magic they did or how it fucking works, but like the way they made it seem like the camera was mounted to like a guy's shoulder as he's running, it's wild, but it's so fucking good.
I looked into this, right, because I was like, I had to do something while I was watching this movie. I couldn't just watch this movie. Just being honest. And I looked into this, and essentially it was like just mounted Steadicam rigs like onto the chest.
Yeah.
And there would be a tripod essentially come out of this bloke's chest, often Jude Law, and a camera, a fuck off rig camera, just pointed at him, right? And then he was just having to like do stuff. There were like props, not props. There were like camera hands passing him guns so he wouldn't have to cross his hands over his face. Like, it's so, I don't know what it is about it, right? We'll start with the good stuff. The action is so fucking tightly done in this.
Yeah, so well done. Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, there's some, I don't know how they did it, because I don't know how they did the slow-mo stuff, but the camera rig, it does give off, and this is what they said in the little thing that I watched, right? Like, it's supposed to give off this feeling of these guys are in the shit, but it is controlled chaos. The camera is steady on them because they know exactly what they need to do, but everything around them is going 100 miles an hour because they're in an environment where they could get shot at any minute. But the difference is they're really effective at not getting shot. So I don't know. There's other beats as well. The sniper just pissing Jude Law off slowly, so he just fucking obliterates the sniper's nest.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, with that big fucking cannon.
Because what are you doing? And the sheet comes up and he goes, "Oh fuck."
Doesn't he say something like most impolite or something? Is he like sees the cannon? Some shit like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of instances where people are talking to no one in this movie.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Who's that for, mate? Bro knows he's in a film.
Yeah, but that wood sequence, like just the way like Moran is just like running, he does like a weird turn as he picks up the gun, he then aims, fires the bullet, you see it like fly through Jude Law's like coat, his like little coat pocket, and then you're just back to that guy running and chasing them again.
Yeah.
It's so good, man. It's like why is the rest of the movie so boring? Okay, when there's sequences like this in it, you know.
This is what disarms me about this movie, because when it was good, it was hitting so good.
Yeah,
and then it goes back to let's all talk.
Yeah,
and say like this woman's like, I've got 8 brothers. The one I'm worried about currently is doing
who might
this.
all be the same brother as
don't
well.
know.
There's some are going. She's always worrying about her brothers, but maybe it's all just one brother who's dead, but somehow not dead.
I feel like her brother died 8 fucking times in this movie. I can't lie, right? It's just...
It's so difficult and boring to follow because I just don't care, but they keep talking about it. They keep bringing up her dead brothers who might be one brother.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they do this thing like a million times where they go like, what if Moriarty was really ruthless and intimidating? And then we didn't see him for 20 minutes. And it's like, just what are you doing? Bring him back. I don't care about this fucking woman and her a million brothers or whatever.
Moriarty's great in this movie. I really like the version of Moriarty we have. This feels like what Moriarty should be. This feels like a true interpretation of Moriarty, like quite the sinister, the professor, that sort of thing. Like obviously very different from like Andrew Scott is quite different from like what Moriarty traditionally should be.
Different worlds, different vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that this is a really good version of it, really sinister and stuff. But
it's the most Guy Ritchie Moriarty there could ever have been.
Well, it could be more Guy Ritchie. It could be like, oh, I'm fucking Moriarty, you toilet.
Could be Ray Winston, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like fucking hell. He's not in it enough though. Like,
he's not.
His sequences and scenes are too and few and far between. And then like that chess sequence, that game of chess that he has with Sherlock Holmes, like it's so on the nose. They're literally having a game of chess, you know, while they go through like the whole plans and stuff. And there's the ticking clock in the background, whilst you also see Watson trying to find one of that woman's 8 brothers or whatever. Yeah, like that's another like locked in sequence. That's another like really good moment, but it's all just surrounded by shit, unfortunately. You know, just shit. I don't care. Like, what if Sherlock Holmes was riding a little pony?
Yeah,
wouldn't that be great?
Get me out of it.
What if you rode a little horse? You know, great.
But that kind of leads me on to, well, hang on, I'll talk about Moriarty first, and then I'll go on to this, right? But like, even the chess stuff for me, that felt a little bit too. We're trying to band-aid this a lot, like.
Oh, they were, yes.
Yeah, but like, and I don't necessarily mind that. Like, obviously, a director's putting in effort. It's hardly a fucking bad thing. Like, it's not really a point to complain about. But at the same time, I'm like, this is getting a bit too. They knew how to do it with just one mega mind thinker in Sherlock 1, but doing it with 2, it does get into this. I know the age-old joke that we always make on this show is that when Sherlock and Mycroft are in a room together in the BBC show Sherlock, it just becomes like just fucking word soup. I know this impossible thing. Well, I've actually done an even more impossible thing. And Watson being like, these guys.
But this is where that comes from. This is where that comes from for me.
Yeah,
because that scene, that mind fight at the end, okay, which is also the name of a weird spin-off podcast we did as well, which comes from that movie as well.
Yeah,
but that mind fight at the end, that's always been like one of the most ridiculous parts of this movie.
Yes.
To me.
Yeah.
That's always been, it's just like, what are we doing? What is this? What is like this weird mind fight where they're just throwing their mind palaces at each other, you know, and they're just like, well, I'm going to do this. Well, actually, I'm going to do this. And haha, old boy, well, I'm going to do this. And here we go. And like, but none of it happens though.
Yes.
None of it is real. It's just a hypothetical what if, all right, all unspoken as 2 dudes look at each other while they fucking light up a pipe.
Yeah.
And then Sherlock Holmes just kills himself.
Oh, well. But, yeah, I don't know. For me, it was just kind of one of them things where, like, it became 2 blokes going, look how clever we are. And I'm like, yeah, that's been the whole movie, and I've enjoyed that dynamic. But now you're in a room together, right? Maybe the most interesting thing to do is have a fist fight, right? Like, I don't know, maybe that's sacrilege.
I don't know if it is, really.
But it's not this. It's not what we got. Like, I don't know. I like the idea of them both.
I don't know because I like the conversation during the chess game because that's really intense. That feels like a almost a Tarantino like sequence in terms of the dialogue. It feels like that sort of level that like locked in. All right,
yeah,
I'm quite hooked in on that kind of stuff. The fight kind of ruins it for me. Once we get up and we kind of go like fucking his weakness, my injury, his advantage, you know, all that sort of shit. We do the slow-mo fight thing again. It feels like, oh, this is what we did before, so we need to do it again, you know?
Yeah, I think the thing that kind of did wind me up a little bit about it, right, is when Sherlock goes like, he does his whole step one, discombobulate stuff. Like he does that on Moriarty, and then it kind of like weirdly camera transitions to Moriarty. He goes, you think you're the only one that can discombobulate?
Yeah.
Step one, I do my own discombobulate. And it's like, you don't all have to do this. Like you can, I don't like that in this iteration of Sherlock, and I think in most iterations of Sherlock, there is this superpower-like intelligence that you either have or you don't. And it's like, once you crash a threshold of IQ, you get to do this slow-mo fight stuff. But like, is no one smart but doesn't want to do this? Like, I feel like Mycroft's pretty smart, but he's not discombobulating cunts around, is he? Like, I don't know. It just feels a bit stupid in places.
It is stupid. It is very stupid. I don't like how they're talking to each other through their fucking Mind Palace fights. Like, because he's like, oh, you think you're the only one with tricks or whatever. Yeah. And then he fucking throws that punch and Sherlock's like, there's the Cambridge boxing champion, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why are we talking to each other in this sequence that isn't actually happening as well? Like, I cannot stress that enough. This is not happening. It's not real. It's not canon to the movie.
But then it cuts back to them and they look at each other like it did happen, and they're like, we both know what would have happened. And I'm like, you don't. You're not. You're not fucking mind readers. You're just smart.
They're just imagining this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why it's called a mind fight, because it's happening in their mind. It's not actually happening. They're just thinking, what if this happened? But it doesn't. All right.
Yeah, it's
stupid.
It's one of them things that I think when you have one super smart person, you can make it work because everyone around them is going like, "That was crazy. How do you figure that out? Damn, that's kind of wild." And the mystery is still there because he doesn't need to explain it, right? But when you put two of them in a room together and the only thing they can do is mind palace each other to death, then the absurdity is just laid bare because there's no point of view character to go, "Fuck's going on?" Like, because realistically, If Watson was in the room while these two are just smirking at each other for presumably 10 minutes, like he'd be like, "Anyone gonna fucking speak? What's going on?"
I don't think it's 10 minutes. I think it's supposed to be like a second or something.
Yeah, but then I don't know. I don't know what it is. I can't quite articulate why I think it's a bit naff, but it feels naffer.
Because it is.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably be it. Sometimes you just know when you know, don't you?
Yeah. I like, as much of a joke as, like, the show is, I think the show, Sherlock, did this scene better. I think the show did the fall sequence. And obviously, like, it's a very different version. But, like...
With Darren Brown.
No, he wasn't in this sequence. He was in what came after.
John, look.
That was a whole different season. All right. Like the actual fall, I think it was handled better in the show. And again, like, it is a very different version, but still, like, the basic building blocks are there. Like, like fucking Sherlock has Moriarty, and then Moriarty has Sherlock, and then Sherlock's like, yeah, but what if this? And Moriarty's like, fuck, yeah, you know what? That's a fair point. You're absolutely right. But what if this? And then just fucking kills himself. And then Sherlock's like, shit. I didn't think he'd do that, if I'm being honest. You know, now I don't fucking know what to do. You know, like, it's good.
It is good, yeah.
And it doesn't devolve into two men having an imaginary fight in their mind as well.
Yes.
So that's what's good about it. It's like, it's well written for the most part, dialogue, and like two just like great minds going at each other, which I think is what works well with a Holmes and Moriarty.
Well, we give Sherlock a kick in, right? Because there are episodes of it that are just hilariously stupid.
Yes.
But I also think when it was at like seasons 1 and 2, like some episodes in there, like genuinely some really, really fucking good adaptation stuff. Like,
it was popular for a reason.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right in terms of this does the same sequence, a showdown of Moriarty and Sherlock going, what if I'm the smarter one? What if you were?
Yeah.
But what if I am? Like, in the show, in BBC's show, right? Like, that's done so much more effectively because it does communicate that these are two just petty fucking losers.
Yeah.
That can't let it go and can't lose. Like, so yeah, you're right. It's the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when Moriarty's out of moves, just pulls the ultimate move and goes, kill myself then.
Yeah.
And then that fucks Sherlock.
Well, expecting that, was you? What are you going to do now?
And that's loser shit, right? Like, because that is ultimately like, oh, yeah, I won the mind battle and I'm dead. As like you didn't win. You're dead. So I don't know. I do think they wrote themselves into a bit of a corner for this because Jared Harris as Moriarty is a great choice and a terrifying choice. And I think he's effective. And I love the idea of Moriarty if he was a thug. Like if he was genuinely just like a bruiser that was way too smart for his own good, loved bare-knuckling cunts in the face. But he's not, he doesn't come across like an intellectual. Like, I don't know, I don't quite know.
What do you say? You saying that's this version? Because I don't get that sense at all.
I guess like he does come across as smart, but like there's nothing to do with it. He can't express that in a way that makes the plot come together and makes Sherlock feel at odds.
I think the issue is he's not given a chance to.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah,
there's no real scene. Like we see like a few little snippets of him like doing lectures and shit, but there's no real sequence in this movie where you do get to explore his intellect in depth. Really, he's not given a chance to in the movie. Like what you're saying about him being a thug and a bruiser. Like yeah, he can fight, but like I don't get that sense from him at all. I see him as much more as an intellectual rather than like a thug and a bruiser. Really,
I think I see it from more like
he's capable. Yeah, he can handle himself, but like I don't see him like going around starting fights with cunts for no reason.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I see it from like Jared Harris, like the casting of, right? He's like he is a rougher looking bloke. Like,
is he?
I don't know how to describe it. He's got those hands that feel like they've punched a few people in their time. Like, the vibe he gives off is way more like I could fucking knock you out. He's got that actor gift that some actors have called cold dead eyes.
Have you seen him in a movie where he plays that role?
Almost certainly, because he has that face, but I can't picture when or where.
All right, maybe you're just thinking of that.
It's very fair. Yeah, I feel like he's been in one or two ITV dramas that has probably done something similar to this.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, enough Moriarty stuff, right? I like him. Yeah, I think the script didn't give him a fair shot, but it's a great performance from him.
I think he's a good Moriarty. Yeah. They killed off Rachel McAdams in like the opening of the movie, which is fucking criminal. Maybe she didn't want to do it. Maybe. Yeah,
but you don't kill her. That's just such a fuck you to the character of the last movie, though.
Yeah.
She was so uber careful to the point where she was resealing like wine corks after poisoning someone, and you expect me to believe she just drunk tuberculosis and died. Like,
I got TB.
Sherlock. You keep killing folk.
You said you knew Spanish.
We ain't your idea of charity, Sherlock.
Shut up.
Yeah, done so dirty, man. I know, I get it. It's the screenwriting thing of we need to establish Moriarty as a threat. Let's kill person we like from last movie. Right. And it's a two birds, one stone if she doesn't already want to be in the movie. They're going, perfect.
Yeah.
Easy out.
Yeah, but then it feels like you're doing just a massive disservice to that fucking character, though, who was like quite well handled for the most part in the first movie.
Yeah.
I think.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's a massive shame. And I also think like the way the story lets it breathe. Sherlock, RDJ gives a good performance in the scene, but then he leaves the scene and he's like, Irene, who?
Yeah.
Like for the rest of the movie. I don't even think he speaks to John about it.
He has that moment on the boat.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But he has that moment on the boat with a little handkerchief or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just fucking, I just feel like it is a disservice. That's the right word. Like, it's just a bit lame.
Can I talk about the train sequence?
In a second. Because I also just want to say that they remove Irene Adler from the story. Maybe Rachel McAdams didn't want to do it. Great. Get Mary involved. Like, I know that's not traditionally her role.
Mary's a bit of a nothing character. No.
She is.
But what if Mary was like a super spy or whatever? Yeah. What if she was a super spy and like a deadly assassin or whatever?
What if she
wasn't Mary? I think what it ended up being is like Mary was Moran in that adaptation.
Really?
Was she? Because she was the sharpshooter. Maybe.
Oh, I do remember some shots of her with like a gun and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like part of the SAS or some shit.
Yes, she was. I distinctly remember that Sherlock discovers it. Right. Well, first he discovers it because he gets fucking shot. Right.
He discovers it because the text says liar on the screen.
Yeah, the text that's like, it rejumbles letters that don't spell liar into liar. And so I was there the whole time. We should have noticed.
I should have noticed the graphic design that was on the screen.
That show was filled with fucking anagrams that actually weren't anagrams. Like, it would be like this word, but if we rearrange it, it's actually devious. And it's like, no, it weren't. You just edited it quick enough. Yeah, man, fucking loads of instances. Give me an example. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but because it's like in various scenes.
I think you're making that up.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
I'm gonna watch the entire show now to find any examples of that I can.
I mean, even if I was lying, that'd be a great prank, just to make you watch all of Sherlock.
I'll do it, man.
But no, I just think like, yeah, Mary's a nothing character in this, but like, she was literally pushed out of a train to not be in the rest of the movie, right? And it's just a shame because the person that they get in, right, like in the sister to the A Million Dead Brothers. Right?
Oh yes, the woman that they keep calling the slur, and I know it was like appropriate for the era or whatever, but yeah,
it's one of them ones. Yeah, you're like, I'm not gonna say that, but
they did that in the first movie as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just think that she's so nothing. You may as well have given it to someone that I already know from the first movie and built on them rather than introduced two nothings.
But what's the story though? Does Mary then have like 7 dead brothers who are one brother or something?
No, well then I guess you're in the scenario where you have to write a better story, and I don't think that movie.
Too much effort.
Yeah, but the movie could use it, couldn't it? Like, why are we not in London, by the way?
We can all write a better movie, all right?
I don't know.
Why are we not in London? Because that's what you do in a sequel. You got to take it out of the usual setting. You got to go somewhere else. Sex and the City 2, Abu Dhabi. All right. You got to leave the city. You got to go to Abu Dhabi. All right. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Yeah, he's lost in New York. That's true.
Crocodile Hunter 2, probably in a different place to Crocodile Hunter 1. All right.
Yeah, sure. Look. I just don't get it. Like, I understand they're like
Jurassic
trying to stop
Park
World
2.
War One before World
Jurassic
War
Park 2. That dinosaur gets lost in New York for a little bit.
Yeah, for the end, like half hour or so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's on a different island.
Oh yeah. True.
Yeah.
Isla something bar.
Isla Nublar.
What's the other one? Isla.
No, I think Isla Nublar is the actual first island, and then the second one is Isla like No Bar or some shit.
No bar. No bars
no
here,
bar.
mate.
No bars here, mate. Try again.
Anyone got signal?
Try look. Not tonight, mate.
Trying to call someone, get off his island, all the dinosaurs, no bars.
What's another one? I'm going to keep finding more examples of this. Captain America 2. It's in 2014 rather than 1940. Okay. Different setting, all right?
Yeah, okay. A bit of a tenuous link from what you were describing
before.
All
right. Captain America, First Avenger, mostly in Europe. Captain America 2, mostly in the US.
Yeah, I think they're both mostly in the US, but yeah.
You think Captain America, the First Avenger, is mostly set in the US?
There's a lot of US stuff.
During World War II?
Oh, yeah, no, it's not, is it? Yeah.
Yeah? You think World War II was in the US, did you, mate?
No, I just forget, like, because that's why Peggy's there and everything else, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Bro doesn't even know where World War II was. Bro thought they were fighting Hitler in Ohio.
They were hitting him with that Riz, that famous Riz.
What Riz? Where's that come from? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Ohio Riz?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like a brain rot thing, like Ohio Riz.
Okay, well,
I can't tell you why. I just know I've heard it.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, I get it's what they do for a sequel, but like, is Sherlock Holmes a character that you want him in fucking dirty Victorian London?
Quite a lot of the novels are not set in London. The Reichenbach fall, the one where he does go down with Moriarty, that's not in London, I don't think.
3 guesses where it was.
Reichenbach, Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, fuck them.
How do the Baskervilles?
Yeah.
Not in London.
No, in Baskerville.
In Baskerville, probably.
With the mountains.
Yeah. So part of a study in Scala, like half of a study in Scala, which is the first one, the very first one, takes place in like Texas or some shit, like somewhere in America. Yeah, like rural Texas, like. Yeah.
Oh, maybe there's more grounds for doing this then, but I just think, I don't know, it just comes across as a bit lame. Like a little bit like what I liked in the first one is that it's so linked to London, right? Like it's so
also if you set it not in London, then you don't have to CGI Victorian London.
I get it, but they would have had a bigger budget for this, and they did it for the first one.
Yeah, but then you can use it on all those slow-mo sequences.
That's true. There was that big CGI boat in the first one.
It was that big CGI.
Big CGI, a lot of things in the first one, to be honest.
Big CGI London.
Yeah. I think it mostly held up, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fine. Can I talk about the train, though?
Yes, you go on. Talk about the train.
Yes. All right. So I like the train sequence for the most part.
Yeah.
I think it's quite fun.
Yeah.
I like that Sherlock Holmes is dressed as a woman. That's a good joke. I like the lie down with me, Watson moment.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit of fun.
Subtext out the window at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, it's all very fun. But there's like a moment where they've got a big gun. The dudes that are like, first of all, why is there no one working on this train? Like, what? They are having a fucking shoot up, and there's just no one around. All right, like no one reacts to it at any point. And then, like a moment, like 5 minutes later, they get into another carriage, and these people in the carriage, they're like, oh my goodness, are these other people coming in? But like, this is like 4 carriages down from a whole fucking gunfight going off, and they seemingly had no fucking reaction to that whatsoever. All right, they're more concerned about 2 blokes just coming in from the outside than they are about dudes literally shooting guns. All right, but whatever.
Them noise cancelling headphones on or something.
Yes. Anyway, they have like a big gun, and then they like start shooting it and like ripping the train apart and that's where like Holmes and Watson are lying down or whatever to avoid the bullets.
Yeah.
But like presumably that would have killed a lot of people, first of all. And Holmes and Watson just couldn't give a shit. Like not at all bothered, but whatever. All right. And again, no reaction from fucking anyone. All right.
Yeah.
But then there's a sequence where like the gun jams and we see a flashback scene where Sherlock has like, you know, he's in fancy dress and he's in disguise as he often is, and then he's gone and like done some shit in the bathroom to like turn off the lights in the room where all the guys with guns are, so he can then sneak in and replace one of the bullets with a little thing, a little lipstick thing or whatever, and
just take all their bullets, I reckon.
Well, he does that. He replaces the thing, so then the gun jams, and then Holmes has a chance to shoot the gunman. Okay, that's fine. I can buy that. All right. What I don't then buy is that like one point they all come through with they like burst into the room with their guns drawn on them, and then Sherlock sees that in this guy's gun is actually a little thing that he put there, like a little bullet that he put in his set of bullets, and I'm like, how? Like the chances of him knowing exactly how many bullets he would fire and at what point he would get to that, and that this would be the soldier to burst into the room at that exact moment with that gun directed at him. There's no possible way. Yeah, you know?
This is the kind of stuff that like I get it, right? Because you're gonna do it like Sherlock's gonna be like, I knew this because of this, right? And this is the problem. Naturally.
But you have to make it make logical sense.
Yes,
though.
This is my issue.
It can't just be like the most fanciful bullshit there is, you know?
Yeah, it's the age-old thing with mystery movies, right? If the answer isn't there the entire time, it's unsatisfying because I never could have solved it.
Yeah,
and I never, ever, ever at any point could have been ahead of someone because they had information I didn't. Like, and I think that's what the first one does so much better than this, right? There's that moment where Mark Strong's got the big pointy see-through stick and Watson almost just runs into it and stabs himself. Like, I understand why that would, because you can see it. If you look for it, you can see it. So I get that Sherlock sees that. I like it when the guy shoots himself and like his gun explodes because he mistook the spraying of that chemical on all of his clothes, that flammable substance, for rain. Right? Like that stuff I think is well thought out and clever because they were writing it with the backbone of we have to explain this shit with science later on in the movie when it becomes important for the plot. But I just think with this, they went, what if it's the problem with making a sequel bigger and bolder is that you have to get smarter because Sherlock has to explain it all at some point. And when Sherlock does explain it in a lot of these ones, it's like, I don't know, it just feels a bit of a letdown because you can't ever think of it. Like no human being on Earth, smart as you want, could predict the future and these exact events aligning. Like it's just, I don't know, I often think that bad Sherlock writing often comes across as like, I can predict the future. I can see into the future and manipulate whatever I want because I've got powerful brain. And that's boring. It should just be he's great and super perceptive and picks up on shit that informs him of stuff. Oh, they did the phone thing. In the first movie, we always laugh at that guy's obviously an alcoholic because he's got scratches on his phone case. They did that, but for this guy's watch or something.
Did they?
Yeah, in the first movie, they're like, well, this guy's always got scratches around his watch. Why? And Watson's like, because he's a drunk. And he's like, very perceptive, Watson. And I was like, it's the thing. It's the fact it's the scratches because he's drunk thing.
Missed that entirely. Must have been asleep.
Yeah, you might have been snoozing.
Yeah.
Where did his love of disguises come from? Because he wore 1 in the first movie and then 8 in the second one.
I don't know.
And he's like, as you know, I love disguises. And I'm like, that wasn't... I watched these back to... There wasn't a thing. You just wore one once for convenience sake.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. But yeah, he does love a disguise.
Yeah, the movie straight up opens up with fucking Fu Manchu, Robert Downey Jr., so...
Yeah.
Great. Good stuff.
I'll be honest, I think the second one's better directed than the first.
I disagree.
Well, there we are.
There we go. And that's the spice of life, isn't it?
There you go. I think the first one's the better movie.
Yeah.
But I think the second one is better directed.
Second one has some amazing sequences, but it's just not held up through the movie. I feel like not every scene, but like every sequence doesn't lose me in the first one. But I was on board with the plot, whereas you weren't really.
Yeah.
So I guess that does make a difference. That's me done, really. I haven't got much else to say on either of these.
I was done like 20 minutes ago.
You just wanted to speak about the train?
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. All right, well, at the start of the episode, Nathan, I asked you another happy question. You asked me one as well. Should we do my one first and then we'll do your one?
No, I want to do mine first.
All right, we'll do yours then.
All right. What did you ask me?
So we're not doing your one first then.
Oh, my one is in my question.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like my answer.
No.
Oh, well, we can do your one first then.
All right. What BBC Sherlock story do you think RDJ and Jude Law, Holmes and Watson could make short work of? Reminder that everything translates into being period appropriate.
The Final Problem.
Okay. Firstly, tell me what that is. And secondly...
That is series 4, episode 3.
Okay, all right.
It is the last episode of Sherlock.
What happens in it again? What's the big threat?
Sherlock's sister.
Oh.
He's got a secret sister, and then he has to go fight her in a mental facility where she's been like she's Britain's most secure prisoner for some reason.
Right.
But she also snuck out earlier in the season. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Sure. Oh yeah, she was a therapist or something, wasn't she?
She was like everyone. She was like 4 different people.
Right.
Because she also loves disguises. It runs in the family.
Nice. Yeah.
Anyway, she's in a prison mental facility, but she's like overrun it, and also Moriarty is back, but not really. It turns out he just recorded some videos before he died. And anyway, basically, it's the one where Sherlock finds out that he had a dog who wasn't a dog.
Oh, Redbeard.
Redbeard. It was actually his friend who his sister killed but Mycroft just mind palaced him so much to make him forget the fact that he had a friend and instead replaced it with a dog. Okay, so I just want to see how they fucking translate and handle that. Basically, I want to see Robert Downey Jr. getting mind palaced and figuring out his sister murdered his friend or whatever.
Stephen Fry.
I'm not talking about that cunt, but yes.
Yes, fair.
Yeah.
I just look when people say mind palacing, right? I don't know why, right? But I picture, you know, the animated X-Men series, the circles that come out of Charles's head.
Wolverine, bring me a cheese pizza.
Yeah, the Wolverine. Yeah. I picture that as mind palacing someone.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Oh, fuck it, yeah. That's good. Yeah, I'd want to see that. Was there something about the Hounds of Baskerville not actually being dogs or something?
Yeah, it was like drugs or whatever.
I reckon
there was like the Hounds of Baskerville. There was like an army base that was like HOUND in Baskerville or something.
Fuck off with that.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
The fucking liberties they took on that show.
I mean, you have to take liberties. You have to change stuff.
Of course you have to change stuff, but
adaptations and stuff, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I feel like, I'll put my lot there because I don't know, I can't really remember any of the episode plot lines, but like, Robert Downey Jr. loves poisoning dogs, so he'd make short work of it.
Oh, so you do the Hound of the Baskerville?
I do the Hound of Baskerville, yeah, the Hounds of Baskerville.
All right, okay.
The military's bases of Baskerville. Something.
Great.
All right, what did you ask me?
Who's Holmes, who's Watson?
Well, because here's the thing, right? Here's the trade-off. If you're Sherlock Holmes, you're neurotic, like, can't hold down relationships at all.
I don't want to know your thinking. I just want to know your answer.
Well, I don't know if I have one.
I have my answer. I want to know yours.
I'll go with Watson, and I'll tell you the reasons why.
You for what?
What?
You'll go with Watson for what? I want to know who's Holmes and who's Watson.
No, I'm going for... so I'm Watson.
All right, so I'm Holmes?
Which would make you Holmes, yeah.
Okay, come on then.
My reasoning, especially related to this movie, is that Watson's leaving an arrangement because he's getting married and taking on life commitments.
I see where this is going.
And I've recently stepped away from this very podcast to do the same. That's not to say that I think you're dealing with it badly. I've been put in a box here that you have to be Sherlock because there's no one else.
Okay.
What's your thinking?
I also think I'm Sherlock and you're Watson.
Okay, do tell.
Yeah, just because I'm the better one.
But he's not the better one. He's the one that no one likes.
No, he's the main one.
He thinks more, but no one likes him. He's got no mates.
And no one likes me. So there we go.
All right. Well, there we go. We settled it.
Everyone hates me. All right.
All right. It's time, Nathan, to see what the good people of the Discord are saying.
What? That's not how you usually introduce that. That threw me off guard.
Yeah, sorry. All right. What we do is let the listeners have their say. If you join the Discord, the link for which is in the show notes, you can write in, have your say about whatever we're talking about. Today, obviously, that is both of the RDJ and Jude Law Sherlock Holmes movies. So we will read out some thoughts.
Everyone's getting loose in this thoughts channel in the Discord server.
Rein it the fuck in, everyone.
I know. Just because this show is ending, they think they can do what they want. All right. They're having conversations in there and everything.
Fucking ridiculous. I see that people are jumping on each other's thoughts. Unlucky Hunter, right? I'm bringing it onto the show. Fuck you.
But who else is in there replying to people?
Yeah, me.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm doing it because I'm cool.
What? No.
I'm the host. Different rules apply.
No.
Piers says, if you could choose to have your body stop needing to do one bodily function, what would you choose? We chatted about this during the Among Us Games night, and in one of the Spotify jams, I ended up choosing sweating. Fucking hate sweating.
It's obviously going to the toilet.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Yeah,
100%. Yeah. Why would you choose if you could get rid of that? Like, think of the time you could save, man.
Well, yes, but also I think there's something quite rewarding in having a little poo. Life stops for a minute, doesn't it?
No. You can find that time other way. I get what you're saying, but like I'm quite happy never to having to deal with going to the toilet again. All right. Think about it. You can drink as much as you want without needing to fucking walk 4 miles to the bathroom in spoons. You know,
that's true.
You can fucking save a ton of money on toilet paper. All right,
so true. It's not cheap.
Yeah. I don't live with anyone, so fuck them. Still had a good time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I wouldn't stop the need to eat. I like eating.
Don't have to clean my toilet.
Yeah,
I hate cleaning my toilet.
You're cracking the bowl every time as well.
I am.
Must be brutal in there.
Come on, man.
Crack a window.
Why would you stop the need to eat? That's some serious eating disorder shit right there.
No, but I like, as in, like, it's one of them things, isn't it? You're having a busy day, you're like, fucking, I've got to cook dinner. Fuck me. Like,
yeah, but then you get to eat dinner. You got to cook dinner. Yeah, that's the bad part. But then you get to eat dinner. You get rewarded after it.
No, food is a treat as well. Like, food is, you get to enjoy food. So it's not all bad. Pierce is right about sweating. Sweating straight up sucks. Like, that's the worst.
Sweating does suck. It's not the worst, though.
But picture it, like, everywhere. Everywhere that a bloke of our size is typically
I don't need
sweat.
to. I've lived it, all right? I don't need to picture it. I've lived it. I'd still rather get rid of going to the toilet.
Yeah. But you can only choose one, so pissing or shitting.
No. Because I have to do both at the same time.
One bodily... Well, yeah, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're pissing.
Going to the toilet is a bodily function.
No, it's not. Pissing or shitting is bodily functions. Going to the toilet is not a bodily function.
Relieving myself is a bodily function.
All right, but then you could say you're relieving yourself of loads of things at the same time.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
How can you? Well, relieving yourself is a bodily function. It's what you call going to the toilet.
I think we need to break it down into, like, shitting and pissing are different things. Different bodily things happen when you shit and piss.
They're done at the same time, though.
Not always. You shitting every time you piss?
Oh, no. But I'm pissing every time I shit.
Well, that's not the same thing then, is it?
I'm saying both. I'm having both, all right? You can't stop me, all right?
Ari, for now, fuck's sake.
For now.
If you were casting a Sherlock Holmes adaptation, who would you pick to play the detective? Well, by that, you mean not Mycroft, you mean Lestrade, because he's the only detective.
Sherlock Holmes is a detective?
For hire, though, not registered.
Doesn't need to be registered. It's still a detective.
I feel like you need to be qualified to be a detective.
Is he not qualified?
He's
arguably the most qualified person there is.
Yeah, he's really good at it, but like he's not done any paperwork or anything, has he?
This just proves you're a government shill, all right? You just need him to have his license, all right? You need him to be a registered detective,
yeah,
so the government can keep track on him.
Yeah, I want to know he's paying his taxes.
Yeah. Who would I cast as Sherlock Holmes? I would cast Tom Holland.
Do better than this. Come on. You got it within you to do better.
I was thinking of someone British, and all I could think of was Tom Holland.
I'll tell you what, you do Tom Holland, I'll do... Oh, fucking Henry Cavill's already been Sherlock Holmes, isn't he?
Oh, he has, yeah. He's Enola Holmes' brother.
Yeah, he's in Millie Bobby Brown Sherlock Holmes, yeah.
Yeah.
What uninspired choice that is. British man.
He's good.
Is he good in it? I haven't seen it, to be fair.
I've seen the first one.
Is there 2?
Yeah, I think it was 2. Yeah.
I would cast... We're going to Olivia Colman. Fuck it, we're swapping it up.
Olivia Colman's good.
She could be so good. Like I watched The Favourite again recently. She's so neurotic in that movie. It's ridiculous.
Emma Stone is her Watson.
Emma Stone could... Yeah, man.
Yeah. Peter Capaldi, I think, could do a good Sherlock Holmes.
He could be a good one. I think it would be too close to Doctor Who now, though.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did. I just traded in my Doctor Who list for Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Jessie Buckley. We'll have her as well.
I don't know who that is.
Jonathan Bailey.
The reason Peter Capaldi was good in either Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad, whichever one there is because he was essentially just playing the Doctor, like an evil version of the Doctor, but like the Doctor, and then he got to do a big Doctor Who speech.
Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he had his head plugs in or whatever they were.
Yeah, his weird head plugs in.
Yeah. Bit of fun.
So
anyway, there you Christina says Sherlock Holmes is a public domain character, so there's nothing stopping anyone from adapting him into any genre they want. I feel like something similar to this version would be a fun fighting game, though you'd have to find a way to stop players from spamming discombobulate, since it's clearly an overpowered move. Very true. If you were making your own Sherlock Holmes adaptation, what would you put your own? How would you put your own unique spin on it?
Probably women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I know that's been done. There was like there's like all different kind of versions of Sherlock Holmes, but the US version of Sherlock, which is called Elementary, Lucy Liu plays Watson.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Lucy Liu is Watson.
Joan Watson.
Who's Sherlock?
That guy. Lee Miller, something like that. Johnny Lee Miller, is it?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I've got to Google this. I've got to find out.
Johnny Lee Miller? Is something like that?
Johnny Lee Miller. Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is.
He's Johnny Lee Miller. He plays Sherlock in Elementary.
I've never seen this man's face in my life.
Oh, there you go. He plays Sherlock.
I'd make it a really action heavy, and I'd cast, that fucking enormous man from Reacher.
Oh yeah,
the world's largest man. I'd just cast him as for fun.
I would make them women, and I would make one of them a lizard, and I'd make them lesbians.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've got a good concept to show you. Might sell your point to a studio.
Yeah, I reckon it could work. And also they'd have a weird alien butler.
Yes. So see Mrs. Hudson.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. All right, lovely. Thank you everyone that wrote in.
Or maybe like a pets version. Like
Sherlock Gnomes, they've done that.
No, that's gnomes. I'm talking about a pets version.
I don't know why I just equated gnomes with pets.
Yeah, not the same thing at all. You just thought animated children's movie.
I did. I really did.
Yeah,
it's exactly where my mind went.
But like, think of like Sherlock's dog, and he's a little detective or whatever.
Yeah,
and then he's got a little sidekick, and they solve like pet related crimes and stuff.
Like Crypto.
Oh, I should write that down. That'd be a good role.
Yeah.
No one steal that. All right, that one's mine. All right.
No, you got a couple of hours before this comes out.
Honor system. No one steal that, all right? It's copyrighted Nathan Bauer, all right? That's mine.
All right. Look, it's time to recommend some stuff, Nathan.
All right, do it.
All right, I will.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about this. Hold on.
You forgot to wake up, let alone forget about this.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show we recommend some stuff to each other. It's something we've watched, read, or listened to in the last week or so, and we speak about it with each other. Whatever. You get it. You know what it is. You've been here for a while. You know what it is.
Yeah. And if you don't, too bad. Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. I wrote down a big recommendation.
A big one?
Yes, for a movie starring a man who I opened my phone and immediately saw has said some unsavory things and went, I guess I won't be reading that one out then.
Oh, I know who.
Yeah.
Star of your favorite movie about boxing or whatever.
Yeah. I look, still a good movie, Fruitvale Station. If you want to watch it, that's fine.
Oh, that's old. I've seen that.
Yeah, it came out 2013, I think.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler?
Yeah, Ryan Coogler's first movie. To be honest, like I'll still recommend it because I think it's a really important movie, very timeless in the events it's depicting, right? Because it's based on a true story of a man called Oscar Grant who was essentially murdered whilst being unfairly detained by racist cops. And it's an incredibly moving story, and it really, really fucking hit me hard. I was having a really bad day when I watched this, and I put on a movie, and I was like, halfway through, I was like, well, I don't know why I chose this. I can feel this about to hit me like a fucking train, and it did. So it's a great movie. It's really, really well made. Ryan Coogler's incredible, great filmmaker. Look, Michael B. Jordan said some unsavory things of late. It's not my place to talk about it. I don't know. Not great. I wouldn't have said him, but hey ho, that's life. Anyway, the recommendation I wrote down in a panic when I realized I probably shouldn't say that is strawberry granola with natural yogurt and a tiny bit of honey. Been having them as my breakfast. Great breakfast. Oh. You thought that was an obscure movie?
Yes. Yes. I thought that was a movie.
What an amazing title that would be.
That sounds like the type of shit you'd watch.
Strawberry
a movie
granola
called
with natural
Strawberry
yogurt.
Granola. Yeah, I can imagine that being like read out at the Oscars or some shit. They've all got weird long titles.
No, man, just straight up a breakfast, right? Strawberry granola, natural yogurt, little bit of honey drizzle. Lovely stuff.
Great, that might just be your most fucking basic recommendation yet. But alright.
Look, the real one was Fruitvale Station. It's a great movie, but I just look.
Cancelled.
You don't have to agree with everything that people do or say. You can just watch the movie.
You're the only one defending it right now.
No, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying I watched the movie.
You're the only one defending this whole thing. All right.
Right, what are you recommending?
Lawrence, I am recommending Invincible season 3.
Yeah.
Because I watched the first 3 episodes. They're out now. And it's a good show. I love that show. I think it's really good. You haven't watched it because you haven't watched season 2 because you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why.
Really
I just didn't get around to it.
I know why, because you don't watch TV and you don't like to watch TV. Right?
I do like to watch it. I just
You don't. Everything logically says you don't. All right? By the simple fact that you just don't watch it.
I mean,
you just watch movies.
I like movies, man. I like as a medium. It's just easier. You get in and out. Whole story done. Bob's your uncle.
All right.
Unless you're watching Sherlock. In that case, it's a 4-hour event. You've got to watch 2 of them. Lovely stuff. Anyway, go check out Invincible. Go maybe check out some granola. Thank you very, very much for listening. If you've enjoyed the show, you can leave us a little 5-star review. That would be so cool. And you can also follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and maybe somewhere else. I'm not sure. At Another Happy Pod.
No, don't even worry about that.
Yeah.
None of them are active. All right.
Yeah.
So just don't worry.
So true. Yeah.
You can follow Still Got Legs.
Yeah.
Right?
Go follow Nathan while we're here. What's that?
That's a podcast that we do where it's all about Doctor Who all the time, baby. Except most of the time it's not even about Doctor Who.
It's a 50-50 split of tangents and then Doctor Who.
Honestly, we just chat about whatever's going on, you know? But yeah, join us for that. It's a good time. Or don't. I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't mind either way. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We will see you next Friday at 10 a.m. Stay beautiful. Stay loving Sherlock Holmes. And stay excited for next week because we're going to be doing this.
Me with the floor show, kicking with your torso. Boys getting high and the girls even more so. Wave your hands if you're not with a man. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Monkey movie.
You just spoiled it.
Yeah, well, it's in the... I'm just going to play Rock DJ in the thing. So.
Well, yeah, but the point is that it's a hint. You know?
Yeah, but they know what the hint is. The hint
we don't
spoils it.
come back from the hint and then say what it is. All right? We've had this
not-
conversation many times.
It's not Monkey movie. It's not. Might be Planet of the Apes. You don't know. They're singing Rock DJ and Planet of the
Do they
Apes.
sing Rock DJ and Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, I think so. A couple of times.
I don't know if they do.
Maybe Charlton Heston belts it out when he's looking at the Statue of Liberty in the sand or whatever.
Good on him.
He's like, God damn it. I'm Charlton Heston.
Are we done? Are we? All right.
I'm overtired now. I'm really
I'm
overtired.
turning my mic off. See you later.
Bye. Monkey movie.